Greetings and hello once again. Thank you for listening to my videos. I work very hard on them. Thank you, thank you. This here is the ancient spirit, Tralaka, talking to you in spirit. Video 65, Destinations. The co-pilot replies. The program was laid out this way, many jumps this way and many jumps back, and location to jump. The pilot replies, yet two big variables that cannot be equated. We will not do that last small jump out of hyperspace. But pilot, the co-pilot replies, that would burn against the program journey, wouldn't it? The pilot replies while looking out the bay window. We will put it into the ship's data file that last jump did not have enough data. This second last jump will still put us in an area to push or pull magnetics. With luck, one of those areas, planets or moons, may have enough water that we can stop by for a hydrogen full refill in case we have to navigate with the secondary engines within the not too far away prime Pleiadian system. Luck? The co-pilot replies. That's another humanoid value. Well, yes it is, the pilot replies. This is the best chance we have until we can get a link up with an up-to-date computer or whatever they are using now in these times. The co-pilot responds. Then there is that third equation which may not be equated. What? What? The pilot asks. What is the third one? The co-pilot begins to work on the keyboard of symbols for a few moments, then answers the pilot. The third equation that may not equate, maybe, that the communication the long mothership saucer here is using may be too far out of technology and far too old for the now time Pleiadians or other closed systems to be able to understand when we direct a call to them or to try to reply should this start happening. The pilot was silent for a while as he checked out a different sets of information on his screens before him as he went back to his chair. Then a few moments later, on his screen, the co-pilot reads the same wording was happening line after line for both of their computers. Connect to twins, connect to twins, connect to twins. The pilot and co-pilot look up at each other and then turn to the back of the bridge control center off to that one side where the twin women, Enosia and Partincia, had been seated, but now Partincia was not hooked up to the chair armrail pad anymore. She was facing towards the front, watching for some time the pilot and the co-pilot. Partincia speaks for the first time now, for the very first time since she and her sister had gotten aboard the mothership saucer when they were still on Earth and before they were linked into the system. Her voice was so soft in volume, yet firm in intentions. Interesting combination. Your concerns are three of you, pilot and co-pilot, who are noteworthy. However, even in a once in a very advanced robotic being mind per se, you have missed fully an equationable solution which in your own wording you would say would equate. The pilot replies when she was done. What would that equatable question be that we have missed? As he looks at the co-pilot who says nothing. Partincia replies again. You are missing the equation you need to understand is the universal language of the Gaias. We need to construct or operate out a line of communication that can connect to my sister's and I's chair. From there, we will be able to change what we are doing and begin chanting some Earth Gaia rhythmic languages, which any local live moon or planet or even sun should be able to pick up and hear and understand within the rhythmic languages of tones. We will stress the state of help we need. Because the Gaias, for the most part, are in good reputation with each other, we should shortly start to receive back then some answers or at least some guidance. Then my sister and I can explain to you, pilot and co-pilot. And she sits back down. The pilot replies, yes, that would equate out. Yes, it would. Though it is not in the ship's main computers. No, Hortensia said as she stood up again, then adds, this is what a few of the Puritan Atlantians learned with certain families that was passed down generation after generation after being after being so diligent to add new understandings of the Gaia rhythmic languages and wisdoms of Earth. Oh, the co-pilot says, when we come out of this last jump we are currently on, we can connect the long mothership energy field around her into a giant speaker and receiver and microphone as long as no objects are nearby, such as asteroids that the ship would need the energy field to deflect. That would cause for information to be a little bit rough. The pilot speaks up, saying, this is all very large guess, Hortensia. We are a long way from Earth's Gaia. Are you that confident the Gaias out here will speak the same language? Yes, yes, Hortensia replied, her bright, large, bluish silver eyes glowing with confidence. The Gaias, though most get along, would all yet hear a Gaia from a long way away screaming in pain as she continued. And she went over to the navigation areas to look at the screens, looking very studious at them for a while as the pilot went over to the navigation robot. One of them turned away from the main computer, and now for the first time since they left Earth's surface, she looked at the pilot. This is interesting. We have a robotic being on the mothership saucer that apparently looks like a female. The pilot stopped in front of that navigator's chair looking at her. If there was ever time that old series of robotic beings could show emotion, this was the time. The pilot replies, the last small hyperspace jump has been taken out of the equation by me. After this jump we are presently in reaches its mark extended 30 seconds yet, okay? Adjust it. When coming out of the hyperspace jump, try to have the engine department being shift the energy wave that is around the whole mothership saucer to the front and the front third of the mothership saucer, okay? The pilot then continues. The navigator cuts him off with the question, try? Try? Huh? Pilot continued, this series mothership saucer was designed to have an even multi-layer energy bubble around the whole ship evenly. What I am asking for is a modification because it has been a long time since we have been back into the home port areas, and there is no equation to calculate how the area, now some tens of thousands of years later, should we come out of hyperspace and encounter a problem it'll be from the front or the front third of the saucer mothership that's going to be affected, which is why I altered the flight plan to drop that last short jump to attempt an equation which is workable, healthy for all. Working on it, the navigator lady. She turns and goes back to doing her work. A slight female voice pattern she has as she turned back to the computer terminals and adjusted the computer flight plan, in which the other navigator then sent adjustments of the energy wave new proposed settings to the main engine department. The co-pilot asked. Hey, pilot, isn't that for the inner engineering set of the robotic beings to calculate? Why is a navigation robotic being doing this? As the co-pilot looked away from his work area. The pilot got up, sat back down, got up, and he looked. Well, first things first. First, after checking out a few things, we are missing 2 of the 4 robotic beings who operate the inner engineering department that are so vital for a flight. A pilot continued. It appears in the course of our long stay on planet Earth, 2 were removed somehow, though never logged into the records, though an electronic bridge was formed to give a ghost image and reading that all were accounted for the smaller computers to be tricked. What? The co-pilot said in a loud voice. Thus, this is very, very strange for a robotic being of that series to raise their voice. It is very strange. The pilot sighed. Something else that robotic beings didn't used to be known for doing. It appears, co-pilot, that somewhere along, long before this flight and full awakening sequence of the robotic beings and the work and the cruise and also putting into motion, somebody removed 2 pieces of the equation we need for a full successful flight. What? A forced stalemate in chess? The co-pilot replied in a heightened voice again. Exactly, the pilot said as he looked at the co-pilot and did something that series of robotic beings were not known to do. The pilot smiled. We are moving into waters that have never been anticipated, he replied. This here is the ancient spirit, Tralaka. As always, journey safely, journey to many places, explore, witness, and grow in your brilliance and of your knowing. This is the ancient spirit, Tralaka. Good night.